Muppets Haunted Mansion is a new Halloween TV special, or wait, it's actually 1.5 hours? Nice! That makes it more of a full-length movie, and oh wait, but why is it 52? What is left on the cutting room floor? Well, okay, this Muppets movie or special stars Will Arnett, Yvette Nicole Brown, John Stamos, and all sorts of cameo appearances like Danny Trejo and Ed Asner, who, by the way, very recently died at the age of 91. May he, of course, rest in peace. I don't want to come across insensitive, but it's ironic for me to say that right now. Let's pause for a sec, just to make sure you know where I'm coming from. I haven't been a Muppets fanatic or Muppets completionist, but I do have some fond memories of some different Muppet features like Muppets Take Manhattan, and especially Muppet Treasure Island, and of course the Muppet Show itself. I would consider myself a casual fan. The Muppets is awesome in making you believe the ridiculous plush animals are real, and that's all because of the actors and celebrities that are interacting with them. And to me, the Muppets always had that good, great, self-aware sense of humor. Question is, does this Halloween Disney Plus flick keep that Muppet magic intact? Hi fellow Disney Plus watchers, this is Thoughts after a Disney Plus watch, and I'm glad you're watching the channel that's all about Disney Plus movies and TV shows. I will talk about this Muppets film without spoilers, especially if you've seen the trailer, which I don't necessarily recommend, by the way. It's a tiny bit spoilery, but enough about the trailer. So the very basic premise of this Muppet movie is it's about Gonzo the Great and Pepe the Shrimp arriving at a haunted house where they are asked to spend the night, and, you know, stay alive. Much to their surprise, because they were counting on arriving at a fancy party. But no, it's October, alright, so it's gonna be a spooky night for these two famous Muppet characters. From there we go into all sorts of sequences that feel, despite their completely different setting, really like stuff out of the Muppet Show. So answering the question, does this keep that familiar Muppet magic? Yes, absolutely. What is well done about this TV special is that some sequences are set up really like a stage, so it's totally and exactly like you're watching a play. I mean, there's even a song performed in this that felt so much like the Muppet Show. They even got the classic balcony recreated for a quick shot, and the attention to detail there is great. Jim Henson would be proud, I would imagine, if he would be still with us. The humor is actually great in this. For a 50-minute runtime, I found myself laughing quite a lot. There's great use of wordplay and puns around Halloween and undead people. There's a joke in this that the characters within the scene didn't find funny at all, but I think it's one of the funniest things I heard all week. You know what? It's still good. I'm gonna retell that joke here right now. If you don't want to hear it right now, it's not a spoiler, but it is a joke within this special. Just skip 15 seconds of this video and you'll be good. So what do you get when you don't pay your exorcism bill? I'll give you a moment. You get repossessed. I mean, come on, man. I think that's top shelf humor. I love that kind of humor. The guest stars in this TV special, and there are a lot of them, are pretty minor roles. Don't expect to see much of them. Is that a disappointment? That's up to you. Not for me. I really thought Gonzo and Pepe carried this story pretty well, and Pepe is Pepe. What can I say? I smile whenever I see his face, especially his surprised face. And actually, the first joke in this film comes from him, and I have to say it was a beautiful icebreaker, because you'll know it when you see it, but it perfectly highlights this character's naive nature. One celebrity role we do get to see a lot of is Will Arnett. Now, I'm a big fan of him. His comedic abilities are through the roof. I love him in Arrested Development as Job, and he is fine in this. I believe the idea for picking Will Arnett to do this role is probably because of his Arrested Development character, but you'll see what I mean. But actually, anyone could have played this role, I think. This role of the ghost host. Well, not anyone, but I didn't really feel like his comedy talents shined through, you know? Shined through at all. Now, I know this TV special is modeled after Disney's Haunted Mansion, a movie starring Eddie Murphy from the early 2000s. I do want to make clear that I haven't seen that movie, but the fonts are extremely similar from these titles, and after looking at some photos out of the movie, yeah, it's clearly modeled after that movie. Kind of like Muppets Treasure Island is modeled after, you know, Treasure Island. But I can't say anything else about that. Maybe should have watched it beforehand, but only realized the connection is there like today. While I was watching this, I was taking some notes here and there, some mnemonics, if you will, and I pay close attention, of course, to the stuff I'm watching. So I just scribbled down some keywords in a rush, you know, something like this, and I just wrote down goat 2 times. I forgot it was already in my notebook the second time, because this freaking goat is so funny. It's just an example of an appearance that's just funny because of its presence and not because of anything else. Do note that there are maybe 2 scenes that are actually a bit creepy for the very youngest of audiences. Now, you probably know that Muppets is a thing for the families, and this one is too. Almost anyone will be totally okay. But there are actually, and when you encounter them, I believe you know what I'm talking about, 2 scenes that are a bit freaky, and one of them is actually a legit jump scare. You might see it coming. I saw it kinda coming, but maybe it's good to know. The other thing is something involving Gonzo the Great, and something more psychological, a bit freaky, and actually gave me Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared vibes. Do you know Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, by the way? It's a quite well-known mini-series on YouTube, and I'm a huge fan of that short series, but it's also kind of a psychological horror, so only watch it if you can handle that. I thought there was a very good reason to recommend that. Just there you have it. But yeah, there is a scene in Muppets Haunted Mansion that gave me the vibes I got from that show, that first and foremost because that one is also done with puppets. But yeah, overall it's pretty fun and very true to the Muppets. There's a lot of classic Muppet characters in here. I think everybody you know does appear, if only for a brief moment. Not a lot of Kermit the Frog in this, be prepared for that. The humor is really strong. Again, a lot of wordplay, some meta humor, of course. Characters are sometimes aware that they are taking part in a TV special. Fortunately, they didn't overdo it. The humor was just perfect, and the best thing about this Muppets Haunted Mansion. I'm thinking about wrapping this up. Thank you so much for watching. I'm curious, what did you think of Muppets Haunted Mansion? Be sure to let me know in the comments section. Don't forget, if you enjoy the idea of discussing Disney Plus content with us, that red button looks familiar, right? Did you like this video? Then be sure to consider giving that a click. Thanks. I'll be back this Wednesday with Dewey Kamealoha MD and the new show Just Beyond. For now, have a wonderful day and see ya.